Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited to get started with another theme, which is all around nervous system linked with heavy emotion. This is one of my favorite themes that we would be covering in much more details in the program. But in this challenge itself, you will be having uh, a deep understanding as to how things are operating and how do we go about it. So yeah, let's get started with this new theme, which is all around nervous system and heavy emotions. All right. So first, let's understand what are emotions, right? Emotions live in the body and not in the mind, right? They are the signal from the body and not just a thought which is going on in your head, right? It's like energy in motion. The emotion is basically energy in motion, and they move through you like waves in your body. Right? I have given down a couple of examples here that will actually help you understand, different emotion and how it is linked with our body. Right? I'm sure a lot of us, while growing up, we had this fear, right? Stage fear, and every time we actually, stepped like in front of a crowd, talking to maybe 5, 10 more or like more audience. We felt something in our stomach, right? That some sensation happening in our stomach, right? So when we feel scared, there is some sensation which is given by the body that we're feeling in the stomach. Similarly, you might have felt when you are heavy, when you are sad, or when you're hurt. You will always, most of the times, you'll feel a sense of, your chest being heavy around the entire chest area. Similarly, when you are stressed, you'll notice your shoulders becoming very tight and, feeling very pressured, right? So this is what is happening in the body, right? So when you feel certain emotions, there are certain sensations which actually show up in your body, and these reactions are actually stored in the body, and the body remembers everything, like literally everything, even though your mind has actually has actually forgotten about it, but your body remembers everything, all the good, all the bad, and all the experiences that you have been through in your life. Your body actually remembers everything. Okay. So why emotion feels like too much? At times, it feels like, oh my God, this is so, it is so dense, it is so heavy, and it feels so difficult to navigate certain situations into our life, right? Why do we feel certain emotions like it's too much? Oh my God, it's like too much to handle. Because your body is already carrying a lot of unprocessed emotion from years, right? From years. They're like stacking up, like all the fears, the stress, shame, overthinking, past memories, past conditioning, and everything that has happened in the past, the good, the bad, everything is kind of stacked up, and there is this overload that you're already experiencing in your body because we were never really taught of how do we go about our emotions, right? How do we work, how do we process our emotions? And I really believe that they should be literally taught in like schools, I mean, in the curriculum of the life skills instead of learning those Pythagoras theorems and things like that. These things which are really important into our life, these subjects, the basics at least should be included in the core curriculum as well, right? From starting, like from a very young age, we were never really taught like how do we actually work around these emotions. And most of the times, what we are doing is just pushing it away, just buffering it away. And as a result, today, as adult, most of us face a lot of issues when it comes with expressing those emotions. In any relationship, with the partners, with the parents, with the friends, to people out there, right? We don't really know how do we like navigate things around emotions, how do we process it, how do we work around it, how do we express it to other people. We don't know because that is not something that we have seen, we have learned, and we have felt while growing up. And today that is showing up into your life. Yeah. All right. So your body chooses why the body chooses negative what ifs into your life. So your body prefers what is predictable. We have already learned this thing around nervous system, right? If you remember in theme two, we've already learned around our body chooses, the safety, the survival is the priority for the body. It will not think about your success, your goals, your desires, or what is good for you. What matters to the body is safety, is your survival. right? What is predictable, what is known, something which is familiar to you, something which is known to you, past experiences, that is termed as safety because you already have experience of it. You know how to navigate those things. Those are very predictable into your life, right? For example, failing is painful, but most of the times, you will see that it is very familiar. And success, on the other end, though it is good, it is something that we all desire, but it is still something which is unknown, right? So body is going to pick up what? Something which is familiar, something which is known, something which is predictable, something which our body already has experience with. Okay, and based on the past experiences and past conditioning, it's going to always prefer what is predictable, even though it is negative, even though it is painful, because the whole agenda is to make sure that you are safe, your survival is met, right? Your safety is a priority. Always and always remember that. Any area of your life where your safety is compromised, you will see yourself sabotaging. You will see you are sabotaging your own self. Okay? Yeah. So both what if use the same energy. And I love to talk about this because when we talk about our previous conditioning of what we have experienced into our life, we will always see our mind going towards the negative aspects most of the times, right? What if things doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if people laugh? What if this? What if that? Most of the times, instead of going towards the positive what ifs, like what if it works out? Right? What if I grow? What if everything works out just the way that I planned, or in fact, much better than this? Right? Can you just, pause here into this moment and just for a moment take your attention to a space of this possibility? That what if, whatever I am planning or whatever my plans are, things happen exactly the same way? Can you just hold this emotion, hold this feeling longer and throughout? And the reason why mine actually jumps into the negative what if, because that is something that is already known to our body, because we know that more from the past experiences. And that is the reason we jump onto the negatives first as compared to the positives. Okay? So your body, like I mentioned, from the old experiences, old reaction, everything is stored in your body. Like literally, it is the huge database that it knows like literally about everything about you, your conditioning, your past, your reaction, your survival responses, what kept you safe, what kept you unsafe, you're good, you're bad. Literally everything is stored, right? For example, I'll give you a certain example here so that you're able to connect as to what is happening and how things are happening. Okay? For example, as a child, you might have got several chances of, maybe speaking or talking in front of an audience. Maybe, you just communicating your own self in front of relatives or a group of friends, or maybe a small sitting, or maybe with teacher. It could be with anyone, right? And while you were doing that, let's say you were being ignored, somebody criticized you, somebody laughed at you, maybe made fun of you, made joke of you, and your body learned that it's safe for me to not speak up. So let me just be quiet because that is safer. And if I go up and talk, it is met with judgments, it is met with criticism, it is met with, people not liking me, people making fun of me. So it is safe for me to stay quiet and not be out there and not be loud. And today, you still hesitate to speak up, right? Now, in the past, when we talk about this childhood experiences, that is the way that your body has learned to survive back then by not speaking up, by staying quiet. That is the way that your body has learned to survive and stay safe, right? But today, is it working out for you? No, you want to speak up. You would want to talk about yourself, talk about your work. You would want to connect with your clients. You would want to get on meeting calls and conduct workshops and do a lot of things where it requires you to stay in your confidence, for you to speak up and be out there. But you're not able to do that because of the past conditioning, because of your past survival patterns that are still stored inside your body. That if I do this, that's not safe for me. So let's not do this because it's safe then. Okay, it is all about the conditioning that you have, learned from the past experiences. And if you think that, oh, I just forgot about it, ये तो मैं भूल गया था, or whatsoever, your body remembers everything. So it is not about you are able to recollect it or not. It is about the experience that the body has felt and how it overcame it. That is already stored in your body. That conditioning is already been present in the body. And same patterns you will see it repeating into your life, right? So in this case also, when we consider this particular example, you will see the same hesitation showing up again and again in different scenarios because the conditioning still remains the same. That it is safer for me to not, be out there, not speak up. And that is the reason you will see it showing up in multiple formats. All right, is because that conditioning has already been stored in your body. Your body remembers everything. Hmm. Yeah. And most of the times, our body is actually not scared of failure, right? Most of the times, it is scared of new level of success that you're actually looking forward to, the goals that you really want you to have into your life. For example, you're thinking about earning more. You will see, just sit down for a moment and just allow yourself to be into that space where you see that you are earning the exact money that you would always wanted to earn, and just see how it feels in your body, right? See, maybe you'll see your chest tightening up. Maybe you'll feel some sort of a pressure in any part of your body, some sort of stiffness, some sort of, shrinking happening in your body, like stomach in your body is like going this. Okay. And when you notice, when you actually sit down with your goals or whatever you want to achieve into your life, you'll see how your body is actually responding to it. You will see most of the times it is kind of restricting itself. It's not like open. It's like feeling tight and feeling restricted and feeling very pressurized in the body, right? And this is not because money is scary, right? It is because your body has never felt safe with that level. Okay, whatever level that you're planning to have into your life, your body is still not feeling safe to hold that level into your reality. Okay, and we have already learned what is the story behind this in the past sessions itself, right? Especially around the nervous system. When we talked about theme two, we understood what is happening in the background when we talk about our goals and our desires, what is actually happening, right? So if you have missed out those sessions, make sure that you revisit it once again because you'll understand the core as to what is happening in the background, right? How is their body responding to it and why it becomes very difficult for us to move out of that loop. Okay. Um, so yeah, okay, moving to the next slide. Emotions are energies, right? And nervous system is actually filtering safety, right? So when your body is feeling unsafe because of anything, right? It's gonna sabotage you at different level. It's gonna keep you in the survival mode. It is gonna make sure that you do not move towards it. It's gonna sabotage you. Because when your body is feeling unsafe, the only agenda that your body has is to make sure that your survival is being met, right? And that's the reason it's going to get inside these four loops. Okay, but before that, let's understand more about it. Your emotions are chemical messages, and a nervous system is the one reading those messages and deciding that am I feeling safe or am I in danger at this point of time, right? It's like your safety alarm. So, am I safe? That means I am calm and grounded and feeling good. And am I in danger? That means all the stress, all the panic is going to show up, right? So, it reacts, your body's going to react literally before even your mind knows or understands anything, right? So, when you're feeling unsafe in the body for any reason, right, your body is already sensing it as danger and it is going to take you into those survival patterns, which is fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, right? And you're not, and this prefrontal is going to just offline, right? You're operating from the limbic brain to make sure the survival is met. And that is the reason the limbic brain takes over to make sure that you are safe, to make sure that your survival is met. And it gives out these responses for your safety and for your survival, right? So fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. These are the four responses that we give out usually. It could be in any combination also. Okay, so fight is basically trying to fight against it. That anger, that aggression, pushing too hard. Flight is running away from the situation, like overthinking, avoiding, procrastinating. Freezing is like stuck, numb, like literally taking no actions. Fawning is like people pleasing, overgiving, agreeing to make sure that peace is being maintained. Right? The whole agenda of why your body gets into this survival response is to make sure that you are safe. Right? So when your body is, when unsafety has been triggered, when you feel unsafe in your body, your limbic brain takes over. And the whole agenda then becomes your safety and your survival. Forget about your goals, forget about your desires at that point of time because वो priority नहीं है उस time पे. The priority is your safety. Okay, and then we are stuck into that loop. We are not able to move out of that loop, right? We're doing something, it is triggering unsafety, and then your limbic brain is taking over, which is making you push into those survival responses, survival patterns. Your prefrontal is offline, because of which you're not able to focus, plan, execute on things, right? And this is the loop that you're into, which is very difficult to move out of. Let's understand further that when you're experiencing this unsafety in your body, you are in those low vibrations, right? Feeling small, feeling fearful, feeling doubt, feeling guilt, stress, worry, numbness, and all lot of things that you will be experiencing. And tell me, when you are into that low vibration zone, would you be able to have or call in anything into your life? And the answer is no, because manifestation cannot work in the survival mode. Survival mode is to make sure that your survival is being met, your safety, your survival, that's it. It doesn't really care about your growth, your success, or anything, your happiness for that matter, right? We'll just understand this low vibrational chart as well, which will give you an idea of where most of the times we're spending our life into, right? When you talk about your entire day, where your energy is throughout the day, right? Feeling fearful, feeling grief, guilt, shame, anger. And most of the times you are spending your days, weeks, and months in this low vibrational state of yours, right? Can you see this zone? You are spending most time of your life in this low vibrational state of yours. And the whole work is to move from this space to come to a high vibrational state, because then from that space you are able to take actions, you are able to take aligned actions from that space. Okay, I want you to analyze as to throughout your day, throughout your week, or throughout the month, where are you spending your time, most of your time? Right? And get awareness about it, because until and unless you're not aware as to where am I spending most of my time, it's going to be really difficult, because you getting aware about your own patterns is the step one of moving forward towards it. To get aware, bring more awareness into your life, become conscious about every step that you're taking, become conscious about what is happening in your mind, what is happening in your body, how are you showing up, right? Become very conscious about it. And yeah, so these emotions that you're into most of the times, the low phase, the guilt, the shame, the fear, self-doubt, and everything, these emotions that you're experiencing, which is stored in your body, these turn into patterns, right? This turns into the way that you keep on responding again and again to it, right? And those patterns are going to shape your identity, going to shape the way that you're responding or reacting towards certain things. And the identity that you're into, it is shaping your decisions and your actions, right? And your decisions, your actions, whatever you're taking up, is defining your results, right? So if you want a different result, it goes back to, with your nervous system, with your body, and how you're showing up, right? What is your capacity? And do you feel safe or unsafe in your body? So it is not just about one bad day or one bad thing that happened into your life. It is like the accumulation of everything that is stored inside of you. Okay? So, a very important thing for us to understand here is that our body has learned these patterns in the past to protect us. And the example that we've already taken, right? Ki in the past, getting up on stage and experiencing different things into our life, and that thing which was stored into our bodies, let me just not speak up, because speaking up means I am unsafe. I am met with all the criticism, the laugh, the judgments, etc., etc. And now you will see that you're facing difficulties, issues, in expressing yourself, right? At that point of time, body has learned that if I stay quiet, that means I'm safe. And that is the pattern that you're repeating today as well. And this is not only with the example that I've given you, it is going to show up in different aspects for different people into their life, right? So your emotions are not the problem at all. Your capacity to hold them is what the problem is, and that is what we're moving towards building next, right? Your childhood has taught you to shrink to make sure that you are safe. Healing teaches how do you expand, how do you move towards thriving and growth and success into your life, right? So you are not at all stuck. I am just telling you right away, you are not stuck because you're deciding something big into your life, right? Dream as big as you can. The universe is not on budget, right? You are stuck because your body doesn't know yet how to handle the emotional intensity that comes with that desire. Right? Again, the exact backstory of how the mind and body are working at this point of time, relevant to your goals, is already been discussed in the previous modules. So make sure that you're referring those modules if you're still not clear with these concepts, right? So big desire is going to invoke big emotions. Big emotion is like big activation in your nervous system. And if the nervous system has never learned how to stay present with that activation, it's going to do the same thing that it has already learned. It has been always doing, like collapsing, like procrastinating, like shutting down, like spiraling into, oh, I'm not capable, like going into the survival mode, repeating the same old patterns, right? Because that is what it is learned, right? So your desire, you wanting big into your life is not really the problem. But the problem is you not know your body not knowing how to handle the emotional intensity that's going to come along with that desire. That is something that needs to be worked upon, right? Building capacity from within, building that safety in your nervous system is something that we really need to work towards so that the desire feels safe inside the body, right? We have built that level of capacity that we can hold it because at this, your current level, if you just imagine your current reality, you are not able to handle the emotional intensity at this point of time. Just imagine you having the next level into your life. It's going to be 10 next everything. If you are not able to handle that level of emotional intensity, if you do not have that capacity to hold on to things at this level, would you be able to hold at that level when everything shows up in 10x format? And the answer is no. And your body already knows it, of what it is going to cost to move there. It already knows. And that is the reason it is sabotaging you, because you do not have that level of capacity built yet, right? To hold things, to feel safe while navigate those things. And that's a journey. And that is what we're working towards. So, yes, the gap is not the desire, the gap is the capacity. Okay. So, with this, we come to an end to this topic, which is very beautiful. And I want you to go through this once again for you to get things clear in your mind, because this is at the core. Once you start understanding this, once you start working on this, once we start working on building capacity, building safety into your body, everything literally changes. And that is the work, exact work that we would be doing inside the group container, the capacity core. I'm more than excited to share everything that we have inside the container. And in the coming days, I will be sharing it with you guys. But up until then, make sure that you're following the challenge completely, because this challenge in itself is like piece of the entire program, right? You're understanding the depth of the work that we would be doing inside the container. So yeah, I'm super excited to share everything about the container, the capacity code. But up until then, enjoy this challenge. I'm gonna see you inside very soon. Till then, bye and take care.